G'day folks, Jeff here again with another gig review. This time I'm on the exciting drive up from Harden to Canberra, which I'll spare you the unexciting footage of. But I'm going up for a death metal extravaganza. So yeah, going to the basement, which is one of the classic venues in Canberra, to see Necrot from USA. Pretty straightforward sort of death metal kind of band, and yeah, from all reports, the rest of the tour of Australia, they're kicking ass. Should be good. They're being supported by two other Melbourne death metal bands. What are they called? Faceless Burial and Vile Apparition. So I don't really know a huge amount about Vile Apparition. I haven't seen them before, but I've got several Faceless Burial CDs, and yeah, they kick bottom. Looking forward to them. It's Max from Agents of Abhorrence and Internal Rot back on drums, and he's always amusing to watch and damn good drummer as well. So they're being supported by a couple of Canberra bands, Ploughshare, who's a sort of black metal kind of band, and they kick ass as well. Really bloody good. And the first band up is Blight Worms, who's a Canberra grind band, one of the few Canberra grindcore bands, and yeah, they're blistering generally, so should be good. I'm just running up against a truck that's going very slow, so hopefully I'll get there on time. But yeah, should be kick-ass. Hoping to try out the old monopod, so I might get some vaguely stable sort of footage if we're lucky. But yeah, so yeah, exciting drive up after a long weekend of moving 3 couches and a fridge. So yeah, pretty knackered, but well, the things we do for heavy metal, eh? Enjoy it. I will show you one thing on the trip up. This is a classic thing that Aussie farmers do. I'm assuming farmers around the world possibly also do. But there's a guy down here that obviously catches foxes, which in Australia are considered vermin, mainly because they kill sheep and other livestock. So yeah, I kind of like foxes, but yeah, apparently they're not the nicest creature. So at any rate, yeah, the thing that Aussie farmers do is string up the ones that they've found on the fence, so that other farmers can see that they've killed a fox, or maybe it's some weird code, I don't know. At any rate, coming up is a classic one that I drive past every time I go to work, so yeah, I'll get a little footage of that. Apologies if there's animal lovers out there that are offended by this. Maybe I should put a warning on. Anyway, this is good old Aussie country life. So before I start rambling on about the bands, I should probably point out that I probably should label this video as how not to shoot a gig. The gig was in the back room at the basement, which is not the biggest venue. It does have a raised stage at least, so that's good. And as you'll soon see, I probably could have stood a bit closer to the stage. So I did, don't fret, right at the end I realised, wow, maybe I could hold the camera above everyone and it might work alright, but yeah, I didn't learn that for a while. I think I need a really tall monopod that's like about 8 foot tall. Bloody young people, they're all tall these days. First band of the night were Blight Worms. I got there on time, thankfully. And yeah, they're shredding, you could say. Really bloody intense. Great grindcore with some good slow bits as well here and there, and a bit of sort of dissonant kind of style. I like it. Yeah, bloody good. Good growled vocals from Damien, I think his name is. And yeah, bloody excellent. Really good fun. And I was very impressed by the drummer, who played in the next band, Ploughshare, as well. So he did double bloody duty in 2 rather quick bands. So good work, mate. Plus, I got to point out, guy had a killer sleeveless flanny. Yeah, true blue, mate. Australia. Yeah. Not sure why, but the bass player plays with his back to the crowd for the whole gig. Maybe he's just a bit shy, or maybe he's a fan of Dragged Into Sunlight, who pretty much always do that, I think, for some odd reason, but oh well. Have a fancy stage and then play with your back to the crowd. So, but yeah, nah, they were bloody excellent. I'm hoping they put out like a bit more than I think I got like a split 7-inch of theirs or something, which is probably not much music, so good fun. I really enjoy them, one of Canberra's better grind bands, along with Wretch and I don't even know if Hygiene is still around. Good old footy shorts band, love it. I think they might have split because I haven't seen them for yonks. So yeah, excellent start to the gig. Next band were Ploughshare, a local dissonant black metal sort of band who kick bloody bottom. They were bloody excellent. I've seen them a number of times now, and I was pleased to see that, like, as you see in the footage, the bass player's got an interesting singing style. A bit squawky, but in previous gigs I've seen him where he was a little loud and it was a bit distracting, but this time levels were really good. Yeah, the sound was excellent all night, so top notch to the sound guy. And yeah, Ploughshare were killer. They got a new EP coming out shortly. I'll put a link down below to where you can purchase it from. Again, it was the drummer's second gig of the night, and yeah, he went even faster somehow, and rather berserker, so I was very pleased to see. They did end with a classic sort of wall of, you know, let's leave our guitars on and make lots of feedback, which I always think is just the wankiest shit ever. It's alright for like about a minute, but that's about it. Thankfully these guys know that, and it didn't drag on too long. I've seen way too many gigs where they kind of think it's cool to sit there, to kneel down and play with their pedal for 10 minutes after, and everyone's standing around going, yeah, we just want to applaud you for the end of the gig. And yeah, they like to... Anyway, I'll get off my high horse about bodgy feedback. So Ploughshare, bloody excellent. Probably second best band of the night, I think. Really good. Well worth checking out. I think they're doing a few launches shortly, so check them out. Next up is Vile Apparition, who were the third band of the night. And as you can see, yeah, my camera skills are really quite lacking in this area. At least the guy is in front of me's back of the head is in focus for most of it, so good work, mate. I think I need to work on manual focus, maybe. Or just maybe stand a little closer to the stage so there aren't people right in front of me. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, Vile Apparition, bloody good. Not too bad at all. Although, I've got to say, I was very distracted by the guitarist's bloody stupid zombie guitar. Gets a guitar with a zombie on it. Oh, I don't know. If you like Kiss or something, sure, maybe, but if you're a death metal band, I don't know. It's like another band I seem to recall had a pirate on their guitar, which was a bit distracting and, yeah, didn't really lend to the ambience of the gig. So, just take it from me, death metal bands. Spiky, stupid-looking BC Riches, they're your friend. Not guitars with bloody ghouls or God knows what on it, so anyway. But that's it. The band were kick-ass. They're a bit more on the thrashy side of things. It's one of the, or a couple of the guys, I believe, from Suicide, like Suicide, from Melbourne, I think. And yeah, it sounded not too dissimilar, I've got to say. Slightly thrashier death metal and very energetic, so not too bad at all. One of the things I liked about him was a sort of more simple sort of drumming, which after the Ploughshare Beast was a contrast, you could say. But no, it sort of worked for their music. I think they need a few more sort of slower bits, maybe, just to, you know, a bit more variety. But still very enjoyable. Next up were Faceless Burial, who are probably a band of the night for me, I reckon. They were just really killer. Great, interesting sort of songs. Not too repetitive, and just moved on to the next bit, which was just as killer as a bit before. It's Max is always a beast to behold, and yeah. I like the bass player as well. Not that you can see him in my really crap footage. Fortunately, this was the worst shot band of the night, probably because I was kind of enjoying them and not paying enough attention to filming them. So, yeah, sorry about that. I'd very much recommend getting their, I think they got an album and an EP, and yeah, checking out some better shot footage on YouTube, which I'm sure there's plenty. Yeah, they were bloody excellent, just heavy as hell and keen. I like that. The bass player had a lot of vigour to him. He was intense. I liked it. So yeah, definite highlight of the night for me. So, and yeah, sorry for shooting them so crap. Final band of the night was Necrot from California, who have members of Cephlix and Fastum and I don't know, a dozen other bands, because they're obviously rather incestuous scene. And they put on a bloody good show. I tell you what, they're good showmen. They're getting the crowd to interact a hell of a lot more, and it was a reasonable crowd for a Sunday night, so I was pleased with that. And the crowd certainly seemed to enjoy them. For me, it was not the greatest band I've ever seen. They just sort of few too longer riffs that are not really that amazing. They certainly had some killer bits, and yeah, really, really excellent bits, but they just sort of laboured the point a little too long, I think. So that was my slight drawback of the night, but they certainly put on a great show though. I think Empty Hands, I think, was the song that I really enjoyed. It's got a real sort of, I don't know, kind of sinister tremolo bit. But I seem to recall, I have a note that Into the Labyrinth had a corny hand raise, so I think there was a bit of a crowd interaction there that was a little cheesy, you could say. But Necrot are doing well. They're playing bigger and bigger shows and getting some damn good tours. So got to be able to work the crowd well. So top notch, fellas. So as you'll see, I finally realised in this band that I could hold the camera above my head, even though it's not the lightest. But so there's a slight bit of actual footage where you can see all the members of the band without some person in front of me's head in the way. So I'll learn from this, believe me. The one thing with Necrot, it was a bit too mid-paced at times for me. When they fired up and played some faster bits, the drummer was like a maniac. It was bloody excellent. He looked like Cousin It blasting away on the drums, but yeah, they didn't really unleash him enough, I don't think. Needs more really fast bits, because yeah, it was a bit more intense, but bloody good guys. Really enjoyable. So, all in all, bloody excellent night. Really good fun. It's a reasonable crowd, good to catch up with some mates, and yeah, really good fun. Should be more death metal nights, I think. So next gig I'll probably do a review of, or film at any rate, is I Hate God in a couple of weeks. Let's just hope they make it this time, because I think the last at least one, possibly two times the tour fell through for some reason or another. So let's hope they make it this time, because they're killer live. So hope you enjoyed this, kiddies, and I'll see you soon.